Hello, my name is Paul Rubenstein. I'm president of Accelerant Research, a full-service market research firm based in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm here to present the results of a study that we did this year entitled, What's for Dinner? BlogNography on Life in the American Family. Social media usage has developed and become widespread very quickly. Social networks, blog sites, and other online beehives appear to be all around us as millions of people adopt social media sites as their primary source of all kinds of information. Over the past few years, more and more of the general population has embraced the social networking phenomenon. Blogging, for example, has become widespread and continues to grow. For all intents and purposes, blogging has become a comfortable, almost natural form of interpersonal communication in today's society. So if blogging is as common a behavior as we assume, we can combine the ease with which general consumers blog with current mainstream technologies such as broadband connectivity and digital technology and use it to facilitate qualitative studies and market research. The potential benefits of doing so include sharply reducing study costs and cycle times, eliminating travel and other logistical constraints, and actually enhancing the ecological validity of the data we collect by removing social desirability and other biasing effects associated with in-person interviewing. Based on these assumptions, we set out to test the viability of an online platform to facilitate a truly in-depth study in qualitative research, an ethnography, which we reasoned would be the optimal litmus test of these assumptions. In essence, if we were successful in conducting a BlogNography, we would have demonstrated that we can use technology to improve conditions for qualitative research relative to traditional forms requiring face-to-face contact. It was our main goal in this research to test and then tell what we think is a very compelling story to research professionals. That is, conditions have emerged in society and in technology that, when aligned, can alter the way in which qualitative research is done. The benefits to be gained are as great and similar in nature to those enjoyed by changes in methodology in quantitative research over the past several decades. As such, our mission now is to begin the process of raising industry-wide consciousness to the benefits of replacing or substituting in-person qualitative research with online platforms that are designed to capitalize on society's comfort level with blogging and enable consumers to share their lives, stories, aspirations, fears, and hopes using textual and visual data. What is more basic and fundamental to our lives than the American family? We chose this topic because we sensed that it would be rich and fertile ground for us to explore. We assumed that if we were successful in achieving what qualitative research is designed for, namely to develop an in-depth understanding of human behavior and the reasons that govern such behavior, using the internet rather than face-to-face methods would be a clear demonstration of the viability of the online medium and support the argument that calls for a shift in the research industry to greater adoption and more frequent usage of online qualitative methods. Life today typically contains several competing objectives and goals. Raising children, jobs, school, friends, extracurricular activities, volunteerism, homework, relaxation, and sleep all have the potential to impinge upon the day and its schedule and demand attention at the expense of the other things. Indeed, what better way for us to understand the American family than by studying its dinner practices? Since we are all part of a family, we know that there are many factors that shape, mold, facilitate, inhibit, and impinge upon how the typical dinner is executed in a family. Consider social needs, historical traditions, biological and nutritional requirements, financial and budgetary limitations, religious practices, physical space, gender roles, political divisions of labor, time pressures, occupational characteristics, and not least of all, culinary skills. The constellation of all these factors contributes to the unique manner in which dinner is done for each individual family, and their blogging provided a looking glass into their experiences and associated emotional content. The dinner process provides a direct view of the real value placed by the family on getting together, conversing, exchanging experiences, discussing plans, developing strategy, and surviving as a family unit. There is only so much time, and more these days, there is less free time. Arguably, dinner is the event during the day when the distinguishing characteristics of any family unit is most starkly evident. Indeed, the way a family processes dinner manifests and reveals what is most important to the group and to the individuals that are members. Combining their blogs with our ethnographic research yielded a BlogNography on the American family as we immersed ourselves in their lives through cyberspace and witnessed their account of whether and to what extent their lives have changed and on what path they are heading in the future. For this study, we recruited 250 respondents and used the following screening criteria to qualify them. Everyone needed to be at least 18 years or older, not employed in the food service industry, not employed in sensitive industries such as advertising and public relations and market research. There had to be the presence of at least one child age 17 years old or less in the household. Finally, all respondents needed to have access to the internet and to a digital camera or mobile phone camera, knowledge of how to upload photos onto a computer, and agreement to do so. The data collection process lasted 1 week, beginning January 14th, 2010, and ended January 21st of the same year. Each respondent was given 3 distinct assignments in which to participate, and we inserted specific probing questions to individual respondents based on their blogged responses to our standard questions over the course of this time period. On average, each participant spent a total of 60 to 90 minutes in fulfilling their requirements for this study. Special services were provided by BlogNogResearch.com, the online platform that we use to conduct this BlogNography. Also, we'd like to thank Decipher, who handled the programming of our screener and the overall recruitment process. Finally, we'd also like to thank Survey Sampling International, who allowed us access to their online panel for us to recruit our list of respondents. In general, all respondents were asked to take photos and upload them to BlogNogResearch.com. These photos were of their refrigerator, freezer, pantries, or anywhere else that they store dry goods. Then we would ask them to describe their dinner process, beginning with grocery shopping, meal preparation, serving, eating, and cleaning up. We asked them to include who was involved, what was involved, where did it take place, when and how. For assignment number 2, we asked them to look back and then look forward. That is, we asked them to remember when they were children growing up in their homes, and to tell us how that process unfolded. Then we asked them to think about the way in which their current dinner process is influencing the children that live in their home and what they predict will be those children's dinner process when they become adults and have families of their own. Finally, in assignment number 3, we used projective techniques, including the use of 25 different archetypal symbols, and we asked all respondents to choose a symbol that best represented their typical dinner process, another image that best represented them in relation to their typical dinner process, then another image that best represented their ideal dinner process, and then finally yet another image that best represents how they would be changed if they had the ideal dinner process.